just real quick. These are the current seedings, Colin, and what the bye week looks like. 49ers are still number one.
Yeah.
Their first seed in the NFC. There are three teams with 11-4 records. You got the 49ers, the Eagles, and then you've got the Lions. Now, the 49ers own all the tiebreakers. We have a 2-game conference lead. But if the 49ers drop one of these last 2 games and the Eagles or the Lions win out, we would not be the 1 seed. In fact, we could fall to the 3 seed.
They can. And, let me just make it clear that beating the Ravens wouldn't have changed this.
No.
So even if we beat the Ravens,
it would have gave you cushion, but
it would have gave you a little bit of cushion, but you still could have lost next week or the week after that and been right back in this same situation, especially if Philly continues to win out or if the Detroit Lions continue to win out. And so, look, I still feel that the 49ers are the best team in the NFC.
Oh, considerably.
I don't think it's close. I don't care if they have to play Detroit, Tampa, Dallas, the Rams. That'll probably be in Seattle. I feel like they own Seattle. I know that they own the Rams, but the Rams will be a funny team to play because they just seem to be the hottest team as of right now. But I don't think Philadelphia matches up well this year against the 49ers. I know the Cowboys don't match up well this year against the 49ers, and I feel like they can find a way to take advantage of the teams that they beat. So Detroit would be the only outlier there because we haven't seen them. But you just stop the run. You take away the run on Detroit, you Gucci, right? You take away the run. Now they got a bad defense, but a high motor defensive line. And that is what you'll have to worry about if you had to play Detroit. The Niners are in first place. They continue to be in first place until they're not. So what they need to do, Fred Warner said it best.
The mindset is you can't let one turn into two. You gotta wipe this one, learn from it, of course. Watch the tape hard, be honest with yourself, but you gotta get back to work. Get right back to work. You know what I'm saying? We can't let this, affect our confidence as a team. We know who we are. We got to come back on a short week and go on the road in a big game and find a way to win one game.
That's it. Next game. On to the next. Hey, this one sucked. We gave up the ghost. We lost. We got our butts handed to us. But you know what? Let's focus on the short week. Let's get to Washington and let's do some damage. I don't care if they're a bad team. If they're a bad team, Niners need to prove why they're a good team and beat the hell out of the bad team. But you know what I expect? Washington to give their A-plus game, throw the kitchen sink at the San Francisco 49ers because Ron Rivera, is he still there? I think he's going to be gone after this season.
He'll be gone.
He'll be gone. I'm telling you, you're going to get kitchen sink, bathroom tub. You can get everything thrown at the San Francisco 49ers. And I promise you, my only concern is health going forward.
Yeah. And, again, we're talking about the Commanders. So the 49ers have Commanders, Rams. Commanders lost 6 in a row, but now it's Jacoby Brissett time. They haven't announced who the starting quarterback's going to be, but Brissett hasn't thrown an interception whenever he's come in. So we'll have to see what that looks like. You look at the Eagles, they've got the Cardinals, then the Giants, which they almost lost to the Giants at home this week. And then you've got the Detroit Lions have the Cowboys
and the Vikings, I think.
And the Vikings, who almost beat them as well. So it's possible the 49ers could be the 1, 2, or 3 seed. Most likely they're the 1 seed, but football's football. Football, I mean, it just gets weird. Right here, Sonia, she says, John, what happens to the seeding? Are we still hopeful to end with the 1 seed? Yeah, 100% we're still there. If the playoffs were to start today, 49ers would have first round bye. The 2-7 matchup would be Eagles versus Seahawks. The 3-6 would be Lions, Rams. The 4-5 would be Bucks, Cowboys. And then the 49ers would play the lowest seed that wins those first 3 games. We would be paired up with them. So probably one of Seahawks, Rams, or Cowboys. One of those teams would upset. And that's the thing. I said this after the game. The 49ers are not the best team in the NFL currently. They're not.
And it's okay, though.
But they are the best team in the NFC still.
Agreed.
Because you look at you wax the floor on the road, 23-point victory. How bad was that victory? We lost by 14 points. That's huge. We beat the Eagles by 23. We
were
beat
the number
Cowboys
1 team at the time, too.
By 32 or 30, I think. 32?
It don't matter. We whipped that ass.
32. So, as bad as that loss was, the 49ers have better wins against the number 2 and number 5 team out there. You've already beat the Seahawks twice. You beat the Rams once. You get to play them one more time. So, you have destroyed this conference already.
I mean, just look, I'm a big, huge person on records. And so, I was getting to an argument yesterday. Not really an argument. I find myself trying not to go back and forth on Twitter because it's like a power struggle, and I got the power, so I don't need to give you any. So at the end of the day, it's just like, okay, you got it. But it's like, dude, we got beat by the best team in football. Therefore, there's no way in the world we could be the best if we got beat by the best. And let's just say we were the best coming into the game. Well, there's an old cliche that says to be the best, you got to beat the best. The Ravens beat the best. End the discussion, drop the bomb on them, and move the freak on. Luckily, the San Francisco 49ers have 2 more games. Luckily, that was an AFC game. And at this point, let's just keep it a buck, call spade a spade. The Niners, I don't want to say are less physical than the AFC North, but they got their asses handed to them by the AFC North this season.
Sure did.
And I thought Pittsburgh was just as physical. The Niners just had a better game plan, and you know what? They stuck to it. They didn't care how over progressive they were going to be on defense as far as the Pittsburgh Steelers. They continued to find a way to run the ball. I didn't see that in this game. I didn't see that in the Cleveland Browns game. I'm telling you, when they go against the grain, against their game plan of the formula of what works, they lose.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, one-dimensional teams, it's not good. We're physical. You need to run the ball to impose that will. And they did not do this. I love this question from Thomas. Can we beat the last 2 teams without Trent and Armstead?
That's a good question.
I think you can. One, you beat the Rams in the past without Trent.
Yeah, you had McKivitz at left tackle in that particular game, which is why I couldn't figure out why he was struggling. I think it was just he struggles against physicality and speed. Like when it's a perfect combination of physicality and speed, he struggles. I know people don't like Jadeveon Clowney, but he was a monster in this game as far as
he
pressures.
Has his best games against the 49ers every damn year.
Don't care what team he plays on, right? Seahawks, Cleveland Browns, it doesn't matter. It must be something like he must have thought that the Niners wanted him, and it's one of those games like Big Play Dre. So yeah.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.